Hello and welcome. If you haven't been here before, my name's Marie and this is my yarn journey, and this is where I talk all about my knitting. I would say crafting, but it's pretty much just knitting. Today is new cast on day because it is the 1st of February, and if you've watched my podcast and my goals video, you'll know that I am doing one cast on garment each month and one cast on of socks each month, and my aim is to cast them on the 1st of the month so I can get cracking with them. I am wearing my mood out again today. I didn't really wear it yesterday, I just wore it for the actual for recording the podcast so I could show you all, but it was still a little bit damp, so I decided that I would wear it today, and it is so cozy and warm. I really do like the fabric that this yak yarn has created. But anyway, you heard about that yesterday. You don't want to hear about all that again. We are here for a new cast on day, and I have cast on. I've got a confession to make. I did cast it on late last night and do a little bit on it then, but I've mainly been knitting on my garment cast on this morning, which is the Midland Cardigan by Laura Penrose. Now, I'm knitting this with some frogged yarn that I originally used for making my Salty Days sweater, which turned out a little bit too small for my liking. So I decided I didn't want to waste the yarn. So my mum frogged it for me. And I did actually need an extra skein. So I've got a skein here that I can show you. And it is the John Arbon Appledore DK. And this is in the colourway Quench. And this is what it looks like. And it's a neutral beige, but then it has rainbow fibres mixed in with the yellow, pink and blue. Absolutely stunning yarn. This is the recommended yarn for the pattern. The yarn that I have that's been frogged was the DK Appledore, held with a strand of the lace weight Appledore, and I have separated one ball, which is what I'm knitting through at the moment, and this is what's left on the cake. It's very tightly wound because it was very hard to separate the strands, but I probably will need to separate some more later or cake this up. And the pattern so far has been, although it's a totally different construction for the Midland Cardigan, it is the main body is knit side to side. It has been enjoyable. So I'm flat knitting at the moment, which is always a nice change from round knitting for me. Hope you can see this. It's quite difficult to show, but this is how it will be. I've done the short rows and I'm just doing some shoulder shaping now. So yeah, it's very Moorish to knit on. Just lots of knit, and then a bit of stuff here and there in between. So yeah, the pattern's, it's a very wordy pattern, but with this being a different construction, it is quite good that she's done it in that way, and I'm finding it pretty straightforward so far anyway. I've only done a little bit, haven't I, to follow. Later on today at some point, and I will come back and show you my progress later on, I'm going to be casting on this beautiful yarn, and I was inspired by the Journey Through yarn. She had done a pair of, because this is a DK sock yarn from Blue Fern, Purple Quartz, that I got at Yarndale, and she had knit the Sunday socks by Petite Knit. But then I thought, I've got quite a few sock pattern books, I must have one, and I did have one in this book, so I will be casting that on later. So I'm going to crack on now with a bit more knitting on my Midland Cardigan, and then I will update you on what I have done. See you in a bit. So I'm hoping you can see me okay. I just wanted you to see my little cozy area. I've been here most of the day knitting away. I'll show you my Midland cardigan first, which I think I'm making pretty good progress on. I am still doing, I think it's the shoulder shaping. It's hard to show stretched out like that, so I'll just fold it over. But as you can see, the it's definitely getting wider now. I'm really enjoying knitting on it. It's very, very Moorish. Just quite a lot of knit, and the odd bit to do here and there. Very, very quite not totally mindless, but almost. And I've just this minute cast on my socks from this book. I've been watching Wool Needle. If you've not watched her stash video, it's quite an interesting one to watch. She brought up quite a few good points about curating a stash that works for your style of knitting and what you like knitting. And I just thought it was a really interesting and useful way to look at our yarn purchases, especially as quite a few of us are trying to knit down our stash or are trying to not buy yarn this year, but to get in the right frame of mind for when you do then want to add to your stash and what you buy, basing it more on what you knit rather than a lot of random purchases, which we all do from time to time, especially at yarn festivals. It's, the first one I went to, well, it was just like single skein here, single skein there. I have learnt a bit since then, but yeah, anyways, that's a bit of a tangent, isn't it? So yeah, I'm doing the ribbed socks from the Sock Project book by Summer Lee, and I just cast on, but so I've not even joined in the round or started knitting. But I was in a bit of a quandary because when I knit socks, I always use 9-inch circulars. I find I get the best finish with them. I have got the small interchangeables, I think it's the mini version, which would be the right size for this, I think. So I think the blue set starts at a 5. Now, because my quandary is, I've been knitting my socks and they've been a little bit loose. So I've been thinking that I'm kind of in between sizes. So I was thinking what I would do with this, because I've been doing in Summer Lee socks, the large, and it seems to have been a little bit loose, so especially on the leg. So I thought on this occasion, should I try doing the medium? But instead of going up needle sizes, which I normally need to do so doing a medium, but doing it on the needle size that I normally use, and then it might just work out right. Sorry. But then when I went to look, so I wanted to use, what size is this? See, I'm again getting myself confused now. So yeah, this is a 3.5. So maybe I am better doing, see, I still don't know what to do really, whether to pull some stitches off here. So originally I thought I will knit the medium instead, and I will use a 3.5. What I've done, I've just realised when talking to you, is I've gone to my cupboard, been looking for a 3.25, thinking I'll do the large on a 3.25. And then I've thought, I've not got one, I've only got a 3.5. Don't like using those interchangeable mini needles for socks because the wire is too thin. It doesn't hold a structure like this. It's very floppy and bendy, and I'm just not keen on that. So I like the fixed ones. Anyways, as I've now just discovered, I have got the 3.5 here. I think I might do the medium, because the recommended needle size is 3.25. I do normally have to go up, but then I keep thinking, well, I'm wanting this to be a slouchy sock. Difference is either a 56 stitches or 48, which is now I remember that when I did a DK pair of socks before, and it was a ribbed pair of socks, I ended up with 44 stitches and it was way too tight. So let me just double check again. Yeah, so it'll be 4 more stitches, and I'm on a larger needle because I would have knit them on 3.25 last time. So do I go for the 48? What do we think? I keep thinking, well, these are going to be like a thick slouchy. I'm thinking that they're just going to be similar to the Sunday socks, and I'm going to do the leg a little bit longer than what it shows in the pattern here. But what should I do? I really can't make my mind up. I'm actually think I'm just going to stick with the 56 for this first sock. If I have to rip it out, I have to rip it out. It's not a major deal, but if it's too tight, it will just be annoying. And with them being the slouchy house socks, and ribbing does cinch it in a little bit. Yeah, I'll stick with the 56 for now, which is the size I've been normally doing on her patterns. And it is the size she recommends for my foot measurement. And I'll give it a whirl. And if I have to pull it out, I'll just pull it out if it's not right. Because, yeah, then moving forward, I'll know what size I need to do. And that was all I wanted to update you on at the moment. I'll probably check back in again in the morning with my progress. I'm hoping to get a bit more done on this. And hopefully I'll have started my socks, but I don't know how far I will have got with them. Well, excuse the wet hair because I have just gotten out of the shower. Probably too much information, but you know, I'm enjoying a cup of tea. I am doing some knitting and reading, which is wonderful. I've not made any more progress on the socks. I've literally just cast them on, left them there. I think it's because I'm really not 100% sure what I want to do, and I think I was rushing to get them cast on yesterday and I wasn't really thinking about it. So later this afternoon at some point I will think about it and decide whether I want to do the 56 or the 48 stitch. With those socks it won't matter if they're a bit more looser, so I might just stick with the 56 because the ribbing will cinch it in a bit, but we shall see. Anyways, I'm reading a book called Emily Wilde's Map of the Outerland, which is the second book in the series. I'm not sure if I've shown you this, so I'll take it off the stand just to show you. So it's this one. I started it last night in bed, and yeah, it's really, really enjoyable. Heather Fawcett. I saw that Wool Needle Hands was doing a blanket, a granny square blanket inspired by book cover colours of books that she's read, which I thought that was a really unique way to do that. Anyways, I have made quite a bit of progress on my Midland cardigan. I am really enjoying knitting this. As you can see, I'm knitting and reading. It's not a hard pattern at all. Very easy to follow, very well written out as far as I can see at the moment anyway, but I am just doing pretty much a garter stitch panel with a few increases. So, you know, nothing taxing. And I'll fold it over because that's the easiest way. I'm still doing the shoulder shaping, which is increases at the back of the neck to raise it at the back. And here we are. I'm very, very pleased. Obviously, it won't be quite as neat because I'm working with the crinkly frogged yarn. If it carries on at this pace, and because I think I mentioned on Friday, I'm thinking of taking part in Good Knit's cognac cow, and I have got some yarn out. I don't know if I've left it there because yesterday I actually ended up sorting out all my basket, what was under my table there. Now it doesn't look much different, but I've got my Rocket Tea in there. I've got my Daft Days now. All the bits that I want to get to and get finished for Finish Fix Feb are in there. And I've also got the yarn there, which is the lace weight version of this. And the, what was I going to say? And the Zakami yarn, so that I can do a swatch to see if that will be suitable for the cognac. If it is, I'll be really pleased because that'll be some more yarn out of stash that I wasn't 100% convinced on what I would use them for. Hopefully, if this carries on knitting up at the pace it is at the moment, then it won't be too bad to midway through the month start the cognac, which is, I think it's the 10th of February that the cow starts. Yeah, so that will be good if I can do that, along with all the other things that I'm planning to do this month. But my Rocket Tea, I don't think that'll take me too long to knit up 3 stripes and to do the I-cord edging again. I just need to hope that I've put all the information that I need on my ravelry project, because who knows. Anyways, I do remember that for some reason, and this is the only bit I really remember, is that I used on the sleeves to do the I-cord, I am sure I used a 4.5mm. I went up quite a way, but it does not roll on the sleeve. So I'm going to do that again with the bottom one because I didn't the first time around. I forgot and just used the normal needle. So, yeah, I will crack on with the socks, but the socks aren't really a priority at the moment anyway. Socks don't take, well, DK socks shouldn't take me too long to knit. And once I've started on them, you know, but this so far is a very, very enjoyable knit. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it for this video. You've seen, you know, a few clips, a little bit of an extra one, just to say, you know, new cast on, new month, all that sort of thing. Hope you enjoy this little extra video, and I'll see you on Friday. Will there be a video? Yeah, I'll see you on Friday for the podcast. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.